Morning, friends. So it's March 15th, 2019. What I'm about to do today is go downtown to Portland State University. I've done this gig myself where I talked to the brown bag lunch crowd at the Systems Science building. It's called the Harder House, and PSU still has a degree in systems systems science PhD. I say still because I'm under the impression that it's one of the last or only institutions to have a systems PhD because it's very multidisciplinary and we've got a very specialized sort of way of doing things in the academic world where the Bucky stuff is very fringe. In other words, I did get an invitation to talk there from the same dude who's going to be talking there today, one of the students. He was at the polling house yesterday as well. And we're just going to sit there, Glenn and I, and be supportive. I'm not expecting to say much, if anything. My talk was the slideshow on the four dimensions of synergetics, or how does Bucky use the word 4D or the letter symbol 4D? It was a logo for him, like a company logo, but it also meant his geometry. It was a way of talking about the primacy of the tetrahedron, the way he saw it, and the four directions that you could say are in space, not north, south, east, west, but four rays or four arrows pointing off from a center divide space symmetrically into four quadrants, like four equal regions we could call quadrants. Remember, the XYZ system does not do this. It divides space into 8 octants, right? So in some sense, there's some parsimony here with the quadrats and so forth, and I bring those in quadrate coordinate systems into my discussion of dimension in synergetics. I want people to understand what Fuller exactly is talking about when he talks about 4D, because it's not the same as what some other people are talking about. So then the question to me is, where does all this fit in vis-a-vis academia? And the question I got at the end of my talk, or the comment I recall from a professor there, was at least I wasn't talking about orgone. In other words, yes, it may be fringe material, but at least it's not like way off the deep end, right? So that was faint praise. It's okay. I think, Applewhite, who came and visited me in Oregon with his wife June that time, I think, he was always talking about how is it that these people get to talk with impunity about all this stuff. Let's see. I thought I had his. Ed was really quite proud of his service in the Central Intelligence Agency. By the time I knew him, he was retired. But in some editions of this, I think I've had a big CIA emblem at the bottom of this page, but I don't in this case. Let's see, what else do we have? His naming of Buckminster Fullerene, this was always important to Ed. Anyway, he couldn't understand why you could go through the universities and not learn this stuff. He was frustrated. And he was the second in charge on this. He was working with Fuller on synergetics, so I'm not saying he wasn't biased or that he didn't have a right to be biased. Of course he did. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to I think it would be ironic, let me put an end to it here, if there's no way, if you don't know the concentric hierarchy of polyhedras, don't pretend you're in the CIA or anything, because obviously that's going to be like third graders know that stuff. So it's like if you're just running drugs somewhere and they catch you and you want to claim that, I think a quiz would be, what's the unit volume of a rhombic dodecahedron? You better know that, okay? If you want to, that's just, if you want to have the right bona fides to be taken seriously as some kind of intelligence agent, make sure you at least know the concentric hierarchy, right? That's the Sesame Street stuff, okay? Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out. It's kind of a joke. Science fiction, right? All right, talk to you guys next time.